broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched, words so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And that was our Miss 4-H, Miss Alessandra Reed. Give her one more round of applause for that. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to ask Mr. Wayne Cole to step up to the mic. He's a member of the Mount Sinai Baptist Church at down by Hannah High School, and he's going to open with prayer this evening.
Our Heavenly Father, Lord, I want to thank you, God, for another day you gave us. Thank you, Lord, for all the pretty weather we've had this week for the fair. We thank you, God, for each one that takes part of guilt and despair. Lord, for all the rain we had. We thank you, God, for them, and we just pray, God, you walk over them and bless them. Be with our kids this evening, Lord, teach others. Heavenly Father, we know, God, you've got to take a winner on this battle. Lord, we know, God, that all these kids, they're in your son's animals this week. We know every one of them is winners. Lord, they may not get turned champion. Heavenly Father, they're winners because they're in your mind for something else. Lord, we just pray, God, that you bless each one here this evening. For the name of Jesus, I pray.
Thank you, Wayne. Okay, if you haven't been here with us any this week, we're going to introduce the judge for this evening. I believe this will be his last show this week. He's going to be heading back home to Texas here after a while, so I'm going to introduce our judge. He is originally from Elkhart, Indiana. He became very involved in shows as well as judging. He followed that by attending South Plains College in Levelland, Texas. He then made his way to Texas Tech University to complete his bachelor's degree in animal science with a concentration in business. Connor and his wife Mallory currently reside in Lubbock, Texas, where he serves as a livestock judging coach at South Plains College and enjoys evaluating shows and working with the youth nationwide. So all the way from Lubbock, Texas, let's make welcome our judge, Connor Brew. Okay, I believe we're ready to get started with this show. Welcome to the 2025 Mason County Fair Market Steer Show. We're going to start out with our Class 1. We have a total of 5 participants. We have a total of 4 classes tonight, 22 head. Class 1, you may enter the ring at this time. We're starting out with Grant Gillespie, Christian Robinson, Wyatt Harris, Cade Blackshire, and McCandle Freeman. May enter the ring. Judge Brew, this is your class. Okay, the judge makes his round through our first class here this evening. We have a few announcements of sponsors. Our Grand and Reserve Champion steer banners are sponsored by the Loomis Cattle Company. Our Grand Champion will receive a nice big belt buckle provided by United Producers and the Feed Stop. We'll have a Rookie of the Year banner. It's sponsored by the Roadrunners 4-H Club. Goes to the highest placed exhibitor in this class with the first year. The Born and Raised winner, born and raised here in Macon County in Mason, they'll receive a $1,000 award sponsored by the High Valley Bank. We'll also be presenting a John K. Memorial Award, and it goes to the 8th place market steer exhibitor. Also, the Jack Sturgeon Memorial Award will be presented to the Grand Champion exhibitor. And all the banners for this year's participants was purchased in the Mason County Career Center, and they were designed and printed by the graphic design class up there. Moss in the show ring was donated by DGM Hardwood Veneer in West Columbia. And David Rollins and his crew, they put the moss down in here for us. So that's a lot of hard work and time, but we thank them for all their efforts. And Jack Rittmeyer down at the Main Street Barbershop for the new concrete pad for the scales in the show ring. Backdrop was donated by Rocky and Susan Sturgeon down where they take the pictures. And we'll have a Clean Stall Award sponsored by Becky Rainey. Let's give them all the sponsors a big round of applause. We need them every year and we appreciate all they do. Okay, Class 2 market steers. Class 2, make your way to the gate, please. Nate Harris, Bentley Gardner, Marissa Roush, Jay Cyrus, Bailey Smith, and Caleb Hatfield. You can begin making your way to the gate. Class 3, you are on standby. We're also glad to have Point Pleasant Live with us here tonight, broadcasting the show. They're broadcasting through Facebook. So if you have some people at home that couldn't make it out, you may want to get a hold of them and tell them they can watch the show on Facebook, or they can go on YouTube and watch it on the big screen TV. So if you know someone home that would like to watch, give them a quick call and let them know we're on the TV. All provided by Point Pleasant Live.
Well, good evening and welcome here. If you're just joining us, I've said it so many times. As we started with showmanship earlier in the week and kind of progressed through your shows, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. The kids have been good. The stock have been presented very well. And I know as we worked through your fat steer, your market steer show, probably our lightest in terms of numbers. So we may have 4 classes, and this is an all-year project. So of any of them here, this takes the most work and the most effort, I promise you that. So we're going to give these young people their time. We're going to be diligent there. But at the same time, I know you guys got a concert. A lot of you want to be at too. So we'll be efficient as we work through. But this is a really, really fun show. I'm looking forward to it. I like these 2 cattle because they kind of set the tone for where we need to go. All 3 of these steers on the front end are just a little more muscular, a little more powerful, and just bigger body than the 2 cattle over there. And between these 3, we do have a bit of a weight difference. We got a steer here weighing more of an 1175 up front, a 1250 in behind. So you got to adjust some things for weight. And although this calf might be a little lighter and he might look like a show steer, I'll tell you, that thing's got a world of muscle. When you get right behind his shoulder and down his top line, and that is as big of a ribeye for a steer of his weight, as much true, real red meat and shape as you can put into one. And then between these 2 cattle, he's just a little fresher in his presentation. Our calf's got a beautiful hair coat, an awesome hind leg, and just really suits my kind. Now between the 2, he's not just as smooth in terms of his finish and his cover, but again, where he's at weight-wise, I call him very acceptable in that regard. I think that's a really nice cattle to lead you. This steer's probably a little more practical, and just the type and kind he represents. He's a good-bodied sucker. He looks like he's been a real easy feeding, and in conversion to this young man, he's got more weight on him, and I certainly think that helps just his mass and his cover over his 12th and 13th. And I think if any of these 2 cattle here, if we talk about grading, certainly has just a little more potential to reach a higher choice, low prime standpoint here versus this calf. For me, he shuffles off either end a little too much in motion. He's a little straight in his shoulder, he's a little tight in his hind leg, and although he's got more mass, he's not as expressive in his muscle shape. So I just like to make him just a little more toned up, a little stouter throughout. But that's a great pair of cattle. I said it earlier in the heifer show last night. I use a class 1 heifer. If we don't find anything better than these 2, I'm perfectly okay with standing behind them at the end of the show. This steer here is real sound. He is so comfortable in his feet and his legs. Long spine steer I like really well in terms of just his comfort. He too like the steer in front of you, buddy. Good body, looks like he's converted really well. He's got good cover laid onto him. I get right in behind him. I didn't think he had the same power and just general width as those 2 steers. That's a nice smoke cattle there. This is a real high cutability steer. Both of these cattle, in terms of yield driven potential, are both high cutability. I thought this steer was a little sounder when he went out and went. Probably not just as stout and as nice in his balance as these 3, but certainly a good yielding type of a steer. This got a frosted strawberry roan steer here. Really good frame, good growth, buddy. For where he's at weight-wise, I wish we could maybe get a little more body in him, okay? He's a little tall and a little lanky looking today, but he's certainly a long-bodied steer that's trimmed. We've done a good job there getting growth and performance to him. I wish we could have softened him up a little bit. So a good class there, 5 young people working hard, a good pair of cattle here on the top end. Like we've done all week here, you've been great. Give him a nice round of applause, please.
All right, thank you, Class 1. 5th place in that class was Grant Gillespie, Road Brothers 4-H Club. 4th place was Christian Robinson, the Ridge Brothers 4-H Club. 3rd place, Cade Blackshire, the Wahama FFA. 2nd place was McCandle Freeman from the Country Critters. And 1st place was Wyatt Harris of the Wahama FFA. Congratulations all. Up next, Class 2 should be at the gate, ready to enter. Class 2, come on in. We need Nate Harris, Bentley Gardner, Marissa Roush, Jace Cyrus, Bailey Smith, and Caleb Hatfield. Coming in the ring now is Mr. Nate Harris, representing Wahama FFA. Next up, Bentley Gardner, also representing the Wahama FFA. Marissa Rouse, Wahama FFA. Next up coming in is Jay Cyrus with the Wahama FFA. Next up, Bailey Smith coming through the gate. She's with the Sugar Maple 4-H. And last but not least is Caleb Hatfield with the Rainbow Warriors. We have a total of 6 in this class, Judge. This looks like you have your classes. Class 3, make your way to the gate, please. Class 3, make your way to the gate. Kirsten Hart, Wade Stone, Jace Reardon, Dylan Finley, Shaylin Lyons, and Seth Lyons. Class 3, make your way to the gate.
Doing really good right now.
Thank you.
And I also told her to make sure she gets individual shots of everyone.
I showed her like Marissa's example. The wrong one the other day. Really kind of showed.
I also
Usually,
told her
usually if you just show her.
yeah, but I don't know what it is with this camera. If it's like just like the atmosphere of the fear or whatever. But it's really like it's picking up people in the crowd. So I like.
Looking for a face.
Well, I told her to play focus. I've had to do that all week, so she'll be fine. I think.
Looking for a face.
And once again, like I said, if it's your first time here tonight this week, we want to introduce our fair royalty to you. They're all up here passing out awards, and we want to get them introduced. If they will.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lillian Bowles, your 2025 Mason County Fair Queen.
There's your PR 2025 goals. Hi, my name is Working Good, and I'm the Little Space County 2025.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Olivia Stanley, and I'm the first runner-up to the Mason County Fair Queen. Hello, everyone. I'm Leah Bechtel, and I'm your second runner-up to the Mason County Fair Queen. Hello, everybody. My name is Delaney Pearson. I'm the third runner-up to the Mason County Fair Queen.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lauren Kincaid, and I'm your 2025 Miss Congeniality.
Good evening, everyone. I am Alessandra Reed. I'm the 2025 Miss 4-H.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mary Sobel, and I'm your 2025 Junior Miss 4-H.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eliana Martindale, and I'm your 2025 Young Miss 4-H.
Okay, thank you, fair royalty. Couple more quick announcements. We want to thank the Kirkpatrick Animal Hospital. They've been here with us all week, supplying everybody's vet needs. Tom and his crew do an excellent job here at the fair every year. They're here every year watching out for the animals. So another big thank you to Kirkpatrick Animal Hospital. Also, Sam Nybert, our county commissioner, Sam Nybert, he again this year paid all the stall fees for all our exhibitors in every one. So thank you, Sam.
Like the first class, we got 6 young people working very hard, and we jumped up in weight very, very fast. We got a group here of a 1,300, usually 1,310 to 1,350 was where most of these cattle sat in terms of range. So they've done a very good job getting these cattle to a good endpoint, a good market weight here, and they're very well fed for where they're at weight-wise. So would you guys give them a nice round of applause here? These 6 have fed them very well. Between these 6, I don't know that there's maybe one that left out and said I had to be your class winner like the last group for me. I think we got 3 cattle here that are all 3 darn sure muscular, and then they all have that thing in terms of structure I'd like to tweak on them here. We're going to lead out with the white steer, the smoked steer up front. He's going to be your class winner, and to me that steer just beats him alive. But I'm telling you, that thing's rib shape, his cover, his finish, and his body type just screams like a practical fat steer. He's moderate, he looks easy converting, he is big and stout when you get in up top of him and down low. And I just thought that calf's lower body fit me a little bit nicer because he's a little softer and a little better in his flank than this steer. And I thought he was just a little nicer in terms of his top line and his shoulder design, and just a little fresher than the steer there in third. Now, Buddy White, I didn't think he was just a drop-dead runaway winner. I'd like to modify his hind leg when he gets out and goes. So kind of paddle a little bit from behind. He's a little more elevated in his tail head. But again, I think that's being really picky on a steer that has just a world of practical fat steer balance. His body type is so good. And then you study his nose there, a gray nose sharp. Certainly, I think it's acceptable from a quality grade perspective. I thought that was a really, really nice cattle there. This is a big heavyweight sucker that's just loaded with dimension when you get on top of him as well. I didn't think he was as soft in terms of his lower body, or just as smooth in terms of his balance is what that steer is. But another one that's got some foot, some bone, some power up high, just didn't balance up maybe like that steer up front. But that's a very, very nice calf there. This was the one that when he first came in, I thought could maybe push the smoked steer up front to be your class winner. Because young lady, when I get right behind him, you've done a marvelous job just getting a world of power in this steer. He is as wide-based, as thick constructed, and as massive down his top line as you can make him, and just a genuinely wide-built animal. I read him kind of on that edge of being a little too much in terms of coarseness of structure. You can see just the edge of his shoulders a little rounder, a little coarser. He's not as strong in his top line as those cattle, and he just knuckles up too much in his posture and the feet for me in motion. So if that steer was sounder, I think he goes up a spot or two because he's certainly powerful up high. I thought all 3 had structured disadvantages. I liked his balance and just his body type a little bit nicer up front there. This steer's another one I like the steer in second. Up high, I think, is really bold in terms of the shape out of his shoulder. Big ribeye, big power down his top. Maybe doesn't match it down low for me, Buddy. I wish he was a little stouter in his foot size and just could lay the groundwork for a little more power. He too will get a little straight, a little sluggish in motion there. And this smoked steer of the group is as well fed and as well finished as any of them. He is smooth in his cover, very smooth down his top line, and has plenty of mass and practical muscle to him there, Buddy. He's on that line though for me where we have so much cover laid onto him. I didn't know if he had the same muscle shape and just expression when I work behind him. That steer will funnel a little bit too much as I get in behind him there. This steer's the yield-driven steer of the bunch. He is real high cutability and real lean in terms of his composition. Maybe don't have enough fat, enough bark on that steer for where we're at in a weight perspective. He just strikes me a little more extreme in his kind, but that's a long-bodied steer with worlds of shape and muscle there to him. So another tough class there. I thought Whitey there was just the most complete when we studied the cattle from the side. So give him a good round of applause on a tough group, please.
Thank you and congratulations, Class 2. 6th place finisher was Nate Harris with the Wahoma FFA. 5th place was Bentley Gardner, also with the Wahoma FFA. Jace Cyrus, the Wahoma FFA, was 4th. Third, Marissa Rouse, who's with the Oklahoma FFA. Second place, Bailey Smith with the Sugar Maples 4-H. And our first place finisher in that class was Caleb Hatfield from the Rainbow Warriors. Okay, up next, Class 3. Class 3, you should be at the gate ready to come in. Okay, our first one in for Class 3 should be Kirsten Hart. Kirsten, make your way in, please. And here comes Kirsten Hart. She's representing the Oklahoma FFA. She's first through the gate here. Class 3. Next up, Wade Stone. He's with the Busy Forest 4-H. Third coming in is Jace Raridan with the Rainbow Warriors. Number 4 through the gate is Dylan Finley with the Roadrunners 4-H. And fifth coming in is Shaylin Lyons, representing Mason County Vocational FFA. And through the gate now is Mr. Seth Lyons with the Mason County Vocational FFA. These steer away anywhere from 1370 to 1405. Judge, this is your class. It's time, Class 4. You can be making your way to the gate, please. Class 4. We need Sarah Stone, James Martin II, Madison Goldberry, Kaylee Young, and Ian Hess. You may make your way to the gate at this time.
corner.
And I see her. So I told her to stay in the corner when they're moving.
Yeah. Especially these big things trying to get them turned
Yeah.
around.
That's what I really tried to define rules after Kaylin got knocked last year.
Yeah.
So really, I told them corner over there when they're moving, and then when they're set up, you can go back up and down. I've never seen him with as many tricks as he does. We get him in here, and he is too occupied. But he just needs to do get the tricks done. So we pull up back to the house. She's giving me a take 5 of it. I was like, no, that first place. She goes, and like starts loving on him and everything. So it's like, yeah, he was the other one.
hey, this is a really good group of cattle, and I took my time. I wanted to walk them because I do think there's some tough decisions. And at the end of the day, when you judge a livestock show, it's all an accumulation, class to class. So one of these cattle might be your grand tier in a few. So I want to make sure I'm comfortable with the one we're going to use and maybe stand behind it a little bit. We got to make a call between these two cattle because they are very, very different. I think both are very nice show steers. They're both adequately sound. I don't think they got a structure issue, either one of them. They get out and cover their track. There's a 10-pound weight difference, and I'll tell you, that gray steer is very, very bare when you get on top of him. To where we're at in a weight perspective, I just don't know if that steer's soft enough and covered enough, and then it correlates with his body type. And that's where we come back to, hey, this is not a light muscle show cattle. Again, I've said it a few times this week, if you think that steer's built like me, we don't see cattle the same way, because he's got some power and some muscle for his weight. I won't say he's just as big right out of the backside of his shoulder as either of the cattle behind. Hey, but that is a looker, and he is sound, he is fresh, he's nice to look at from a balance perspective. And where he beats this steer in behind, he's so much softer in terms of his heart, his flank. He's smoother in his cover, he's more practical in his overall kind, and I just like that steer's balance. Right there's your look of him here. When we get his head up, his chest, his shoulder, his top line, hip length, hind leg step, and body type and practicality sorts this pair. I think that's a good show steer, but he's an awfully fundamental calf as well, and I think he's a darn nice one. But he put a lot of work in here with this smoke steer, and he has more muscle shape and expression right behind his shoulder. He is a big top steer with some muscle, and I still thought, as I said, all three of these cattle are very sound when they go in motion. Buddy, for me, where we're at in a weight perspective, he's just too bare. When I get on top of him and in terms of his handle, just over his rib cage, and then his heart and his flank kind of correlate, that calf's just too extreme for me. But a very, very nice steer in terms of stoutness and shape. I think they pair up very nice, although different. This is a real source for power and just back shape and muscle here in the 3-spot. Buddy, he is beautifully fed. You have done an awesome job of getting this guy covered. He's got a big top, plenty of muscle, and I think he's stout as well. In relation to these two cattle, once again, we kind of had to make a call here. One of these might be grand or reserve here in a second. I thought that steer's body type, just from his chest to his flank, his hip and his hind leg, and just his front end didn't match up with those two steers. But that is a darn powerful rib down the top side of his skeleton. Well fed, well presented, just a little plain to look at. I didn't think you had the extras of those two cattle there. Another real high cut-ability one. This thing is a lean, mean fighting machine. He got a big square back plate into him. He's a little straight off either end for me, mainly up front. His shoulder's just a little coarser, so his top line won't come together like a few cattle ahead of you there. A big frame, high growth one, man. You got to a good weight, and he is great covered too when you get onto him. Arguably, of this group of cattle outside the young man steer in third, second for just cover and finish when you get onto him. Not the same width and power as I get to a rear view as a few, and then he too is maybe just a little closed up as we get him going right away from us here. I like the steer right in behind his shoulder, and you had a couple of steers earlier today, or maybe yesterday, I remember in the feeder steer show. They've all been real good right out of their shoulder. Well fed, muscular behind their blade, a real expressive steer. It's his hind wheels for me that are just a little tight and a little rigid when he goes in motion. I thought that calf was a little coarse, but again, I told you earlier, I think you're a great showman. You do a good job. That calf's as muscular as any of them here. Another wonderful class here. Again, I'm a big fan of these two cattle on the front end. I think the black steer's a little more complete. So give him a nice round of applause, please.
Thank you, and congratulations, Class 3. Our 6th place finisher, Shaylin Lyons, Mason County Vocational FFA. 5th place, Seth Lyons, Mason County Vocational FFA. 4th was Kirsten Hart with Wahama FFA. 3rd was Wade Stone, Busy 4th. The 2nd place was Dylan Finley from the Roadrunners 4-H, and 3rd place, Jay Sperry, Rainbow Warrior. Congratulations all. Okay, up next is Class 4. Class 4, you should be at the gate now. Class 4 at the gate. Sarah Stone, James Martin II, Madison Goldberry, Kaylee Young, and Ian Hess. So this will be our final class for the day. Okay, we need class 4. Come through the gate in order, please. Sarah Stone, be the first one in. She's with the Busy Force 4-H Club. Sarah Stone. Next up through the gate is James Martin II, and he's representing the Hannon FFA. Third in will be Madison Goldberry. She's representing a little bit of luck 4-H Club. And next to the gate, Kaylee Young, also with a little bit of luck 4-H. And our fifth steer through the gate, Ian Hess, so it's a Busy Force. Judge Brew, this is your class. These calves all the way from 1455 to 1565.
It's okay as long as you bring it in order. If you don't know the order, then you come through.
Okay, we need all class 1 through 3. Class 1 through 3, first place at the gate, please. All first places, 1 through 3 at the gate. Second and third place in each class. You will be on standby. Second and third in each class, be on standby. Fourth, fifth, and sixth, stay by your animal at the barn. Do not leave. Stay with your animal. We may need to bring you in. So if you're in fourth, fifth, or sixth in your class, stay by your animal, please. And we don't want to forget our sponsors and thank them one more time here before show end. Our Grand Champion Reserve Champion steer banners are sponsored by the Loomis Cattle Company. The Grand Champion will receive a belt buckle sponsored by United Producers and the Feed Stop. Rookie of the Year banner sponsored by the Road Runners 4-H Club. Born and raised winner will receive $1,000 from the High Valley Bank. John McKay Memorial Award will be presented at the end of the show to the 8th place Market Steer exhibitor. Also, we'll have a Jack Sturgeon Memorial Award presented to the Grand Champion exhibitor. All the banners for this year were locally printed at the Mason County Career Center, and they were designed and printed by the graphics design class. Mulch for the show ring this year, donated by DJM Hardwoods and Veneer up the road here in West Columbia. And we want to thank David Rollins for moving that all in the ring here and placing it, and for all his hard work and time for doing that. We want to thank David. And also Jack Rittmeyer down Main Street Barbershop for the new concrete pad for the scales back behind the banners. That was desperately needed. Thank you, Jack. And the backdrop for the picture was donated by Rocky and Susan Sturgeon. And we'll also be having a Clean Stall Award, and that is sponsored by Becky Rainey. Thank you, sponsors, and all of our workers that helped get this fair ring set up this year. Another big thank you to our ring men. They've been in here each and every show, working the ring with the young people, and they do it every year, and we want to give them a round of applause. They've worked real hard this week with all these shows. So Greg and his crew, let's give them a big hand. Again, all first place finishers from the first three classes, please report to the gate. Be ready to enter the ring. All first place finishers. Second and third place finishers, be on standby.
But we conclude with a really nice class. Big fat cattle. Again, we jumped up in weight pretty quick. We got some cattle pushing over 1,500. So a few were composition and just a little too much bark comes in concern. And then a few down there were maybe just a little too big in terms of frame size for the muscle we have. So trying to weigh that out. I'm excited for the grand drive here in just a second, because of all the species we've had this week, I thought there's just been one that had to win every drive. I don't know if it's been the case here in your steer show, so it'll be fun to see how they mix up here. I like this calf. The young lady does an awesome job with up front. He seems like your best friend. You guys make a great partnership, and you guys really do a good job. That steer is extra stout everywhere you study him. Big-footed, big-bone calf with worlds of muscle and shape down his top line. I like his power from behind. Just his smoothness, a little bit nicer than the steer in second. He really gets out and goes pretty nicely for us. So I think that calf's going to fit in the lineup really good here. Just a big beefy steer that still handles it nicely. This steer's a little just past 12 o'clock. Compositionally for me, he doesn't handle just as fresh and behind his shoulder as that calf, but a long body, trim one that's got some muscle and some bone to him. I read him just a little stale, a little holler body, not just as thick as I get in behind him there. Now this steer is powerful. I mean, he has a big top, and he's up there in terms of weight, probably just a little too big for me in terms of his number. But this steer is big rib, got worlds of muscle, maybe just a little too much cover on him for me, just from a yield grade perspective. I'd like to lean that steer up just a little bit, and he's maybe a little tight in terms of his structure, but a powerful calf nonetheless. This steer is a hard one for me just to figure out where I want to be on. This black and white steer, he has a big frame sucker, he's extra long body, and very trim in terms of his kind. I didn't know if he just had the same muscle throughout for his frame and his height. I'd like to bust that steer open a little bit there. I don't think that's the problem with this kind of smoke steer that rounds you out. He is as moderate and as powerful in terms of his muscle as you can make. It's his structure for me that kind of gets him in a bit of a concern. He'll kind of twist out up front. He's a little tight and shuffly in his hind leg from behind. And for how much muscle as he has, I'd like to put a little more cover over his ribs. So another very good class to bring us to the end. I look forward to your drive. If you would give him another nice round of applause here, we're going to get you a champion.
Okay, again, thank you and congratulations all those in Class 4. In fifth was James Martin II, representing the Hannah FFA. Fourth was Kaylee Young, with a little bit of luck. Third was Busy Forest 4-H, Ian Hess. Second was Madison Goldberry, with a little bit of luck. And first place in that class was Sarah Stone, with the Busy Forward. Okay, at this time we need all first place finishers for each class. At the gate, please. First place finishers at the gate. Out of these 22 head of calves steers showed here today, we have a total of 11 rookies. Half of these kids are rookies this year, so that's 11 that stepped up this year to show the cattle that we can have a steer show. So we continue to hope it grows and look forward to next year. Hope we have more next year. And we also have 13 total out of 22 born and raised here in Mason County. Okay, our final four from Class 1, we need Wyatt Harris with the Wahama FFA. Come on in, Wyatt. And our Class 2 winner, next in, Caleb Hatfield with the Rainbow Warriors. Let's give these guys a hand as they walk in the ring. Come on. And from Class 3, here he comes, Mr. Jace Reardon, the Rainbow Warriors. And our Class 4 winner remained in the ring, and that is Sarah Stone with the Busy Boys. We're going to have you a grand champion here in just a few minutes. Class 2, be at the gate. All Class 2 calves, be at the gate. All feeders, Class 2, second place, 3 and 4 in Class 1. All your second places at the gate, please. Third place, you be on standby right in behind number 2. Fourth and fifth, wait, stay with your cattle. We may need you in the ring also. We're going to go 10 places here today.
We'll ask you a few more times here before we get you a grand and work through your sale lineup. I believe we get to pick 10 spots here. You guys have been great, and as we said, this is the longest project of them all, and I promise you it's the most expensive. Getting these cattle fed, presented, and doing the daily work. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. As somebody that showed every species throughout time and then working with them in college as well, I promise you, no time and effort matches what these kids are doing here with these steers. And a lot of young kids, a lot of first-year members, a lot of born and raised. So please give all of them a nice big round of applause, please. I've said it many times this week, I love working with young people. I can talk about livestock all day. Not a big, grand, dry speech, guys, so I won't write you a love song here as we work through it. But there are a few things we need to take care of. Our announcer up there, I'm very fortunate to go to livestock shows about 45 weeks a year, at least on a minimum. And I'll tell you, I've been everywhere across the country, and I've never had someone that is as smooth, as good with the kids, and make sure everybody knows what's going on. So will you give him a nice big round of applause, please? With that, I said it last night, but Greg, Sandy, everybody's helped me in the ring. Again, they have. We've done something new this year that maybe you guys haven't done before, and I thought it's ran flawless and very smooth, and it's all because of those two. So please give them a nice big round of applause as well. Again, I say that because I know how much time and effort it goes into not only this side. I work with college kids on a daily level, but at the same time I put on shows. So I know how hard it is to kind of get everything lined up from all facets. So I commend you guys here. As I said when I first got here, the quality of stock is incredible. Your kids are really good, and you have young kids. Now what we got to do around ringside is willing to keep those young kids involved. So it's up to you guys now because you have them involved, so let's keep them in it. So I'll tell you, this steer show has been a lot of fun, and there's a lot of really good cattle. I'm just going to give you a highlight real quick of your class winners because I think they're deserving of it. This stocking-legged black and white calf, he probably is just the most clubby show-esque, if you would. And that is a stout steer, and he's got a big shape for where he's at in a weight perspective. And I do like the way this steer balances up here, up through his front end. He's good good in his shoulder. I got a couple things on him. If I'm going to make him my gram, I need to soften that steer. And just where we're at in a weight size, 1175, does he fit in? Does he have enough on him? Is he just soft enough in terms of his kind? I got to weigh that out. And he's maybe just a little round from hooks to pins. And the way he'll travel out of his hind leg, but I like that steer. Quite a good deal. And I thought he let us off in a good fashion. This smoke steer here, he is a powerhouse. And his body and his rib shape is the best out here by a country mile. And he is an awesome calf. When you get on top of him, his body type and just capacity from end to end is so good. And where he's at weight-wise, wide base, well-covered calf. I got to make a call on him. If he's my grand steer, is he just sound enough off either end? He moves good out of his front end at times, but his hip and just the way his hind leg will paddle as he goes away from you, I got to make a call. Is he square enough? Is he shapely enough? Does he have the same balance as a few steers in terms of look? But he is a very, very practical steer nonetheless. A lot of people will tell you that this Bronco-faced steer out of Class 3 that the young man brings you is just a show steer with no muscle, and I will never listen to that argument. Again, I'm not here to tell you it's my way or the highway, but that steer needs a little more back, right in behind his shoulder. If you're just going to get ultra-critical on him, but go to so many feedlots across the country and tell me how many big-backed ones you find. No, he's smooth. He's practical. That steer's rib shape, his body type, his smoothness from end to end is so good from where he's at in a weight perspective. And then he's a good-looking show rascal from the side. Now, I'm not here to neck judge show steers or market cattle, but he is fresher. He's neater up to his front end than any of the other ones in here. He is as sound in terms of his build as any calf, and he's as practical and as well covered as any steer in here. So again, I won't listen to the argument that he's just a show steer, but I will tell you he's not just the most ripped up and muscular one in the lineup, but I like that calf. He is so sound and so complete in his kind. This is the big heavyweight that really matches up with Class 2. Got a world of power and a world of stoutness to him. Anyway, I just like his muscle and just his thickness from where he's at in a weight perspective. He's maybe a little past 12 o'clock for me in terms of just his handle freshness. And he's got maybe just a little bit more on him than my ideal, and it shows up to his crest and just the way his pone and his hind legs constructed in motion. But that steer is really, really nice. So we're going to drop in a second that I think is going to add some value and make it close here in just a second. But again, I try to go back to livestock I like that are complete, have no big holes, and that's where we're at the end of the day here on your gram. It's been a lot of fun. I'm not going to talk here anymore. I'm going to get out of here and get on the road back to Texas. But it's been a lot of fun. Please give these kids a nice big round of applause. It's been a blast. God bless you, and we'll see you down the road.
Our grand champion out of class number 3, Mr. James Brereton, Rainbow Warriors 4A. Next in, second place from that class is Mr. Dylan Finley with the Roadrunners. You'll be stepping in Jason's spot. Roadrunners 4A. Congratulations, Dylan. Next in, we need the third place calf from Class 3. We need Wade Stone. Wade Stone, make your way to the show ring. And Dylan Finley is also our Rookie of the Year. And also our Born and Raised winner. He wins them both. Miss Sarah Stone from the Busy Forge 4-H. Congratulations, Sarah. Now we need second place in that class. Madison Goldberry will be stepping in. A little bit of luck 4-H. And our fourth place finisher, Mr. Wyatt Harris, Wilhama FFA. Congratulations, Wyatt. Next up, we need McCandle Freeman, our second place finisher from Class 1. Please enter the ring. McCandle Freeman with the Country Critters 4-H. Okay, Wade Stone is our fifth place finisher. Now we need a number 4 calf out of that class. Number 4 steer out of Class 3, we need Kirsten Hart. Kirsten Hart. And here comes Kirsten by Vinci representing the Wilhama FFA. And number 6 is Mr. Caleb Hatfield, the Rainbow Warriors. Now we need the next steer in, Bailey Smith. Class 2 second place, Bailey Smith. And Bailey's representing the Sugar Maples 4-H. And our seventh place finisher is Mr. McCandle Freeman from the Country Critters 4-H. We need Kate Blackshire in now, number 3 calf from that class. Next up was Kristen Hart. I believe that was number 8. And we need the 5th place finisher from Class 3 now. 5th place, Seth Lyons. Okay, Kirsten Hart is our 8th place finisher. She is the winner of the John K. Memorial Award this year. Congratulations, Kirsten. And she also had a born and raised cat also. And 9th place today is Miss Bailey Smith. Bailey's with the Sugar Maples 4-H Club. Now we need Marissa Roush in the race lead. Marissa Roush. And this will be our final placement of the day. And round out our top 10 is Miss Madison Goldberry. Been a little bit of luck for age. Congratulations to all 10 finishers. Our grand reserve and 3rd, 4th, 5th, right on through 10. We congratulate each and every one of you. Thank you for raising these big steers and bringing them this year. We look forward to see you next year. Okay, I'd like for Kendall Freeman and Kendall Hatfield, could y'all raise your show sticks up for us? We got one out here, where's the other? Okay, y'all raise your show sticks up good and high. This is their last year show.